Hey guys, how's it going? Today I have something a little different, and this is a free traditional game by Locomalito, one of my favorite indie developers. Breaking news! A giant radioactive egg has been found in a breach of Mount Teide. This finding coincides with the earthquakes and submarine eruptions of the recent days. The scientific community is evaluating if there is a relationship between the egg and earthquakes. But meanwhile, people are concerned because of the local legend about Gaurodan and Goyota. We will report on this important finding. Gaurodan, press fire. So, as you guys may know, Locomalito is a Spanish indie developer, I believe. They make some really awesome games that adhere to this really classic kind of aesthetic of... Oh, it's gonna restart. So, let's jump right in. They do, like, a lot of pixel art stuff, and it's very solid. It feels very authentic. So we've got two game modes, campaign and survival. Survival's locked, so let's jump into campaign. And this game just came out today, so the egg from Tindaya. Alright, so chapter 1, Tindaya Mountain, July 13th. Alright, so here's an egg coming out of a mountain or volcano. And it looks like we are this egg, so we're able to hop around and smash things. That's pretty fun. We can't go outside of this screen, so it's all kind of taking place right here. And look at this! We're hatching, round clear, destruction 100%. Bonus, and that bonus goes to our score. I guess it's based on our remaining time. Here we are, Gaurodan. So I'm already getting like a Godzilla vibe from this game. The Rage of Gaurodan, Chapter 2. Puerto del Rosario, July 16th. Alright, so as Gaurodan, it looks like we can fly around. We can fire this beam. We can also fire a downward beam with the other attack button. Okay, that just pauses, and these look like our basic controls. It's very simple. Not only is the aesthetic kept simple and classic, so is the gameplay and controls in a lot of these Locomalito games. So they're very true to they're very true to you know, the source material, the inspirational games that they're kind of trying to duplicate the style of. And I think that's what makes these guys one of my favorite developers, because well, first of all, their games are freeware, but they do accept donations, so they're totally, you know, ones that I would recommend donating, you know, any amount of money to. So we've just powered up our shot by grabbing that. But yeah, I really love that, you know, these guys are probably one of the more legit, classic... Whoa, okay, round clear. Cool. Okay, so destruction, 56%. I felt like we didn't get to destroy as much as we could. But yeah, so these guys are more... They're very true to these types of games, and like I was gonna say, they're one of the more legit, in terms of look and feel, traditional style indie game developers. So we're already on chapter 3, the army strikes back, and we're at the city of Arrecife something, July 17th. So this game's pretty interesting because it's kind of got this, like, you know, shooter quality, yet it's almost like old arcade style flying shooting game meets Rampage. I guess I'm getting a Rampage vibe because of the building destruction mechanic. It looks like we can't fly any higher than that, so we can't go up into the HUD, so we want to grab these bonus point stars as soon as we see them, so they don't float up. So it looks like, you know, this is like my first time playing this game. I played it like for less than 5 minutes before I started this video. This is as far as I got last time. So it looks like, you know, when we defeat enemies and helicopters, and not tanks, but looks like flying machines, we get these little stars, which are bonus points. We can also get health from destroying certain buildings, and whoa, there's a lot of stuff, a lot of bullets to be mindful of sometimes. It's almost like a Don Maku bullet hell style. Well, not like super bullet hell style, but I can imagine that a game like this might take that direction at some point. So we've got score, we've got vitality, which pretty much drops every time we get hit. We've got time, which is ticking down 1 second at a time. Imagine that. We've got a high score, target 6, so I guess we have 6 targets to destroy. I'm not sure exactly what my targets are. I'm guessing maybe the buildings? I don't know. And we can unlock power-ups. Like this will power up our shot for a limited time. Oh. Target 0. So I think that was our last target. And the buildings, I guess, are optional targets, which will increase our destruction. So, Chapter 4, Battle Over Blue Seas. Alright. So it's kind of an interesting game. Like, the destruction aspect of the game feels pretty good. Like, always feels good to, like, start, you know, tearing down buildings with radioactive laser beams when you're a giant monster. Ooh, looks like there's a... Oh, man. So it looks like your vitality doesn't restore after each stage, so that's kind of a bummer. It's kind of a, I guess, see how far you can get. We just got the high score. So I guess every time you start a new game, you pretty much have to start over from the beginning, and yeah. So we're back on Chapter 1. Let's give this another whirl. I'm not going to make this video too long. I just wanted to jump in and take a quick look. And, you know, I feel like I really like their games. I like the look. I like the feel. I like the gameplay. I like the, you know, the respect for the traditional style and sense of things. It doesn't really bring anything entirely too new to video games. It's very, some I've even heard say that they're almost too authentic, they're almost too traditional, but I don't think you can be too traditional or authentic, in my opinion. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, because this is a completely new game that's never been played by anyone else before, so yeah, I think it's pretty cool that they're doing stuff like this. But so it looks like when you do this alternative downward shot, you can't ever fire straight down unless you're turning. So that's kind of... Oh. Okay, so it looks like my target in this stage are the little helicopters, and the optional targets are these buildings. So let's try to get our health up, and let's try to avoid taking too much damage, because, like I said, if we take too much damage, we die, we have to start over, and don't really have anything to show for it except our score. And that aspect of the game might bug some people, especially modern gamers who kind of have grown to expect checkpoints and save points and stuff like that, because it might not be too fun for some people to have to start a game over. This really, like, kind of unforgiving retro arcade style gameplay where, you know, once you have to restart, that's it. You basically have to start over. I mean, these old games didn't fool around. And even though this game came out in 2013, like I've been saying the whole video, it's still kind of a bomber here. It takes a lot of shots. So anyways, even though this game is a game that just came out, obviously, like I said, it's being very true to the kinds of games that we would have in arcades maybe 20 to 30 years ago, so yeah. So the difficulty of the game is no exception to its, you know, its testament to authenticity. So as such, I don't know how far we're gonna get today in this. You know, if I lose pretty soon, I might give it one more go on video. But you know, I've got some other stuff I need to take care of today. I would like to get back into the Let's Plays of Chrysalis. I haven't done that since last week, and I also need to be hitting up some job searches because I'd like to start working again soon. Been doing this kind of like indie game development stuff and unemployment stuff, but it's just barely paying the bills. So there's a lot of things coming out that cost money that I'd like to buy, like a Nintendo 3DS XL, and they just announced a black 3DS XL for Mario and Luigi's Dream Team, which is coming out on the 3DS. I don't even know what that is. I think that's what it's called, Mario and Luigi's Dream Team. But I want to play the new new Super Mario Brothers series, the Super Mario Brothers 3D Land, and there's a new Zelda coming out that's pretty much gonna be, whoa, gotta be careful. These guys are really not screwing around with their artillery. Just trying to dodge stuff. Let me get this. So yeah, there's a lot of games for 3DS that are already out or coming out. Also, Pokemon X and Y looks pretty cool. Alright, so we didn't do too bad that time. We're already gonna beat our high score, I think. We haven't beaten this stage yet, so let's grab our power-up first thing. Let's grab this health. And you know, this is one of those games where I think we can get better as we play. That's the impression I get from it. It is kind of a bummer having to reset every time, and like I said, that's the way it goes with these games. Just trying to do a nice balance of dodging bullets and shit. Well, spoke too soon. But yeah, I'm trying to do a balance of dodging and dealing damage, so I'm not sure what my target is. I guess it's always the helicopters, which is kind of weird. The helicopters and the bombers so far. Alright, I just sunk that battleship. Whoa, hey now. Alright, screw that. Oh, wow. This is a little bit awkward, like you kind of have to turn to shoot and they'll be chasing after you, so if we're careful, we're gonna beat this stage. Looks like we don't have to fight these battleships. I don't think they're one of our targets at least. Okay, this is really dangerous. My impressions of this game so far, it seems pretty decent. I mean, I've played some other Locomalito games. I think my favorite one was Le Abbé de Morte or something. I don't know Spanish too well, so my pronunciation of Spanish is probably really bad. But yeah, that game was really interesting because it was like a Commodore 64 style game, but it was like this kind of puzzle platformer exploration game. But the story of it was really interesting because it was about the Cathars, which were basically a Gnostic sect who were hunted down and persecuted and exterminated by the Catholics at the time. And this was like, you know, at least like 1,500 years ago or something. And, oh shoot, we just run out of time. Incoming missile, what the hell is this? What's going on? What's gonna happen? Oh man. Okay, there's the incoming missile. Oh man, it's hot on my trail. Man, this is gonna be hard to avoid. Ah man. Boom. Well, that was kind of interesting. I think I'm gonna call it quits for this video. We got the highest score. We saw like 3 stages. We got a good taste of what this game has to offer. My impressions are, you know, it seems decent. Like, you know, if I had to give it a rating, I'd probably give it, you know, 3 to 3.5 out, you know, 3 to 3.5 stars out of 5, or, you know, 6 or 7 out of 10 points, something like that. You know, as usual, it's well done, and there's not really any flaws with it as far as I can tell. But yeah, it doesn't really, you know, aside from just this kind of like visceral arcade style experience of destroying enemies and, you know, having to dodge bullets, it doesn't really seem to offer too much more at this point. But there might be a lot more that I'm not seeing yet, so I'll probably play this game in my free time and get a better sense of it. But before I end the video, I just wanted to say that, yeah, the other game of theirs that I like is the Le Abbe de Mortis or whatever, and I like that one because of the theme of. Well, I'm not gonna get into it. If you wanna know what I'm talking about, just look up Cathars, Cathars. They were a Gnostic sect, and look up Gnosticism, which is really cool. It's like agnostic, but it's not the opposite of agnostic. It's just Gnostic. It's kind of like. Anyways, I could ramble on about that, but since I'm ending the video, I'm not gonna do that. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll probably see you later today with Chrysalis. All right, thanks for watching.